I see emptiness, sunyata, has a direct relation to deception, and I do not see it any other way but sunyata, emptiness, having a direct relationship to deception. Sunyata has a direct application to deception. So it's almost like a formula. So it's not a conceptual concept, but it's a direct application. It's like a formula. So you have emptiness, sunyata, and then we have this world that we live in, which is the great deception. And in this great deception, emotions, both positive and negative, plus and minus. So both positive and negative emotions has been used by the satanic forces. So the satanic forces of our world have used negative and positive emotions equally. So if they have used negative emotions such as a terrorist event to traumatize the population, that seems to be our focus when we are giving disclosure. We are giving disclosure on a lot of the negative events, which is obvious because the negative events are what we are here to give disclosure for. But that seems to be the central focus for us to give disclosure about because we directly experience them as negative and we want to solve them. But we are not looking into the positive aspect of the deception as well. So I see the satanic forces that have used the negative emotions and the positive emotions equally. So I see the satanic forces, the fallen angels, Satan, have used the positive human emotion and the negative human emotions equally. So they have not distinguished and used one more than the other, but they have equally applied the negative and the positive human emotions equally for what, where, and how they need it. So that's what I am seeing. So when I look at the world through the sunyata, emptiness perspective, I see the satanic forces using negative and positive emotions equally. So for example, when they make a movie, Satanists are making all these great movies. When you see all the musics, all the songs and all the music and all the music videos that we dance to, we sing to, we have it on our car, we have it on our phones, we have it everywhere, we have it in a party, we have it everywhere, which is like the Hollywood, Bollywood songs. So that's Satanism as well. So that's coming from the Satanist. That it's coming from the fallen angel. So they're doing all the music, the Bollywood, Hollywood music, all the celebrities, all your superstars, your Shah Rukh Khan to Brad Pitt, everyone comes from the fallen angels, satanic forces. So Hollywood and Bollywood, they are not separate entities, though they seem to be like, oh, we don't know each other. But no, they're all part of the same system. And Hollywood and Bollywood are both based on cloning, real droning, and Satanism, and also used in a agent capacity, spiritual negative agents, spiritual negative forces to lead humanity astray. That's what the Hollywood, Bollywood is. So within the positive context of abusing the positive emotion, you can look at all the movies, music, all the fashion, all the motivation and inspiration, even sport, even athletes, number one positions in their athlete world. All of that is coming from the satanic elite. All of that is coming from the fallen angels. All of those people, like the athletes and stuff, they are into cannibalism, bestiality, and pedophilia. So are all the Bollywood and Hollywood celebrities, all the politicians of our world. They're all into the satanic lifestyle of pedophilia, cannibalism, bestiality, human and children trafficking, human experimentation, things like that. So you can have a clearer perspective and think about this whole world is willed under negative and positive emotions by Satan, by the fallen angels, and the satanic minions. So when they have used both positive and negative human emotions equally, in that context, we can have a greater clarity on what emptiness and sunyata means. It is like a direct experience of emptiness and sunyata. Emptiness, sunyata, it's a direct experience, because when you're able to understand Satanism, the religion of Satanism, and how Hollywood, Bollywood, and all the ruling elite, all your athletes, all your politicians, everyone that is like a Nobel Peace Prize winner, scientists, mathematicians, discoverers, inventors, all of these things are fake. They're all coming from the fallen angels, satanic ruling elite, and all the human identity on this earth that represents the off-world firmament satanic elite, the human representatives on this earth, they are actually clones. So they are synthetic robotoid human beings. They're clones. They're not real human beings like us. They are clones. And they are actually characters on the world stage, and they are not really individual human beings. So they use these characters, and the fallen angels use these characters, these clone characters such as an Elon Musk or a Biden. They use these clone characters to will their agenda upon humanity. So these clone characters are not independently doing their act like how they show it to us. Like when Obama was winning his presidency, they were showing all of these movies that he was doing all this campaign and stuff. So that's all fake, because Obama was picked way before. Obama was picked as a child. Donald Trump was picked as a child. For example, athletes such as Lewis Hamilton is picked as a child. So these people are already picked from birth and engineered and created that way to fulfill a certain role. For example, if you look at Elon Musk's life and you listen to the disclosure of Elon Musk's nanny, Elon Musk's nanny was told that this baby is going to be a great person one day, and you have to look after this baby because he's going to be famous in the whole world. And that's the disclosure the nanny gave, and the Elon Musk was just like a baby. So they actually already planned their lives from a baby, but they do not present it to us in that way. They tell all of these background stories about these world stage characters, and they make it seem like they did it themselves. Like, oh, I started this business from my garage, and then it took off. And like, for example, Steve Jobs' story is a lie as well, because it's like, oh, I started my iPhone business from a garage and it became an iPhone. It just seems very, very ridiculous now. If you think of a technology such as an iPhone, someone cannot start it from a garage. I don't think so. So if you really think about how big it is and how important and crucial it is, and it is also like the same technology, like the phone technology is the future mark of the beast technology. So it's like in the same trajectory, it's in the same line. So you would think like someone would just come up with this idea in their garage, and like this really advanced technology that is going to determine the fate of humanity. They're just going to come up with that idea in a garage. So these are all fabricated lie stories based on lies. But these people's lives have been planned Since they're very young, they're created like that, they're made like that in labs, to do specific tasks, to fulfill a specific function. So all their background stories are false. So they're not straightforward with their satanic system. Like, when we say, I was born to do this job, um, I work for Christ and Father, I'm giving testimony for Christ and Father, uh, and I belong to Christ and Father, and I only do what they say. I do not, I am not my own person because this reality is fake, and I'm not safe to be my own person. And it's better that I'm dependent and reliant on Christ and Father because they can guide me in the right direction. And I do not want to step out of my zone with Christ and Father for even 1 second, because this world is totally infected and contaminated. There's nowhere else to be in this world of demons and deception, but to be with the right people, which are Christ Father and the angels of heaven that are supporting us during this journey. So we are straightforward and we just say what we are. Like, we don't belong to ourselves, we belong to a heavenly force that is guiding our journey on this very dark place, which is this earth right now. But that is not how the Satanists present themselves. They make up all of these stories and they're like, I started this and I had this great passion for selling books, and I started selling books from my tiny desk in my bedroom, and now I'm like this Amazon billionaire, the world's richest person, Jeff Bezos. So these stories that they tell us are all lies, are all fabricated. Their lives, their stories, their companies, the business model, everything is planned from like ages ago. Like, for example, if someone comes up and says, oh, I built this Mark of the Beast technology from my garage, it's all lies, because the Mark of the Beast technology, the spiritual disclosure, has been given in the book of Revelation, and it did not start in anyone's garage. It is a technology, a spiritual technology that is going to test humanity during the end times, and that is the last test for humans, the real spiritual meaning of the Mark of the Beast and what it is doing to the human race and how it's testing the human race. So I have shared that. The background to dropping the veil is like, you have to know these world stage characters that are all famous, whether they are actors, models, politicians, singers, dancers, scientists, Nobel Prize winners like your Einstein, Nikola Tesla. All of these people are world stage characters, but there is something else. The force behind Nikola Tesla is someone else. The force behind Einstein is someone else. The force behind Elon Musk is someone else. So these things you have to unveil to drop the negative and positive veil of this reality. So the positive veil is when they make us feel inspired, when they say, be like Elon Musk, or be like Jeff Bezos, or be like this celebrity, or be like this young entrepreneur. They give us these false hopes, but we cannot be like them because we are not Satanist. We are in the other side of the fence. We are just consumers, and we just watch, and spectators. We just watch these lives of these ruling elite that put themselves up in the world stage and pretend like they did it on their own. They did not do anything on their own. They are part of a very engineered, meticulously planned from birth kind of fate. So they are like basically a character built in a lab to be on the world stage. For example, they are programmed to do that task. So you can drop the positive veil that way. You can drop like your inspirational, motivational. When they say be like Elon Musk, that's a total lie, because you cannot be like Elon Musk, because you're not a clone, you're not a Satanist, and you cannot be like Elon Musk. They will not even allow you. If they allow you in the world stage, you have to sell your soul, which means you have to sell your body, and they will kill you and clone you and drill drone you, and then you can be in the world stage. So you cannot just be a hardworking, talented person to be on the world stage. You actually have to sell your soul. You have to sell yourself to the Satanist and they can do anything with your identity. So you can only be in the world stage within that deal and within that dynamic. And that is very rare because they already have cloning labs. They do not need anyone from the human population, and they have everything that they need. They have their scientists, they have their mathematicians, they have their writers, they have their singers, dancers, everything, because they can just code them. They can create a clone and just program them, and they'll do anything and say anything. They even have like spiritual characters they can put on the world stage. So I think there are only like few characters in the actual human population, like only handful of people they would want to have in the Satanist world. Like they'll be like, give you offers, they'll be like, join us and be a part of us. There are only a handful of real human beings that they would actually want in their team. But I think 90% of the population, they do not, like, they are just giving you false hope when they say try and be like Elon Musk, try and be like Jeff Bezos. They're only giving you a false hope because that's not something you can be, and that's not something, it's not a thing, it's not reality, because these things are planned. Like Satan will plan for 50 years that he's going to create this business called Amazon, and he's going to deliver products, any and every product, to every household person. So you think someone just started that from a garage? It seems ridiculous when you think about the scale of what these businesses and technologies are doing. They're very advanced things. So someone can't just start it from a garage. So you really have to penetrate that and understand and see that clearly, that it is script, and it is someone's plan, and it is not just natural born human individual's goal or aim to be a businessman. It is not that. So it's not like you starting a coffee shop around the corner. Even that is controlled. Even that is chosen. So when, say, an everyday human being starts a business, you would think like, oh, I started this business on my own because I have like passion for making coffee and I have passion for food, so I'm going to start a cafe. Actually, they have already chosen you from birth. They're like, these people, that person, I want that identity to start this business. They pick families, they pick bloodlines, and they plan stuff. So it doesn't matter if you have a business, doesn't matter which country you are. Everyone, every human being is tagged, and every human being is basically delegated by Satan. You can drop the positive veil that way when you understand all the good things in this world is still coming from Satanism, and in the background it is still bad because it is based on deception, and they're telling us a lot of lies. They're giving us a lot of false backstories. They're giving us a lot of false struggle stories of these world stage that are only characters. They're only characters because they're part of a script. So they're characters. If Satan thought that he's going to create a technology called the iPhone, he would already have that technology for like 1,000, 2,000 years ago. He would already have that, and he would give it to us like now. And they would decide to do it now because we are in the end times, and we have to be programmed for the mark that is coming. So that's why they do it. They do it incrementally, so that when the mark of the beast timeline shows up, we will readily accept it, because everything is in your phone right now. All your payments, all your everything that you need, your identification, your payments, your phone, your messaging, your email, like everything is in your phone, like videos, music, movies, everything. So that's basically like prepping you for the future mark of the beast that is going to go inside your body. And it's the mark of the beast is going to have everything inside of it. So they're already training you for that. So it's all like planned. So it's all like this linear trajectory. So it goes from a simple iPhone and it gets really complicated. And at the end, the last technology that the mankind will receive is the mark of the beast. That's the last technology. And that's meant to be the most advanced technology because it's the last technology. and there won't be, time will end then, and we'll have a totally different reality after that, which is the Christ age.